What's up everyone, it's Trainer Dell. In this video for you, I have my thoughts on if I were to go like minimalist, even though you see all this stuff, I don't think I can ever go minimalist, but I have this like daydream fantasy or whatever of like getting rid of everything that I don't really need except for my core decks. So in this first video of the series, I'm just going to talk about my commander decks and which ones I would keep when it comes to commander and building any deck really. It's you really hold in your heart like I have to keep this even if it's not really working. The play pattern is similar to another deck, so this is just something that I've always thought about of like, you know what, I can cut some decks if I were just to get rid of everything and then like have one shelf and just like, all right, this is the Magic section, this is the Yu-Gi-Oh section, this is the White Short section, you know, something like that, where I can keep my collection to a minimum. Which ones would I keep? So yeah, this is just thoughts I've been having. So starting off, so we're gonna go with 5 decks in every series. We're just gonna go with 5, and starting off on this list is my Elsa deck, or well, Hilda of the Icy Crown. It is an Azorius deck that can use the battle phase, so I do like that. It plays unlike all my other decks because it's more like it has stun counters, like stun focused, I guess you can say, where you tap down your opponent's creatures, you build advantages off that with extra mana. So it's just something that, even though it's one of my cheaper decks, I think if I were to keep it around as a forever deck, it'd be fun to incorporate changing things up. I don't think I'll ever go fully stacks with it. I just don't think I ever will. I think it'd just be more of a fun deck. It'll be building up my little fortress, my little tokens of marshmallows. And yeah, I think I'll start off with that one. And then moving to 2 decks that are more higher power, I would think. My Doctor and Clara deck. My 12th Doctor deck has been getting upgraded recently. If you saw the deck profile, if you saw the gameplay footage, there are combos and tutors. I mean, I guess there's really one combo, but the tutors that I've been adding into the deck have just made it super consistent. And originally, it wasn't just to fetch out like my combo pieces. It was to like help others. So if I were like Worldly Tutor, you know, like if I see someone who's behind or they need something, I'm like, hey, I can get, you know, in my head, I'm like, oh, I can get that for you. But it's like devolved where it's like, it's teamer good stuff almost. Like, I add in some Shocklands, I add in some stuff. And obviously when more fetch land reprints come out, that's definitely a deck that I do want to upgrade as a forever deck, as a long-term thing. So the Doctor, big fan of Doctor Who, obviously. So that will be kept. For number 3, again, I wouldn't consider it high-powered, but it is combo-focused, which is what I call my Jill Valentine deck, but Eloise, Nephilia's Sleuth, the Cluristocrats. I have a lot of proxies in it. If you saw the deck profile where I've made it like Resident Evil flavor. So yeah, Dimir, which is funny because in the deck profile I talked about getting Watery Grave. I don't even have a Watery Grave in it because in my head I'm like, oh, I actually depowered it. It was a little too strong in 2023 where I was winning too much. So I kind of depowered at the end of it, but then it was almost literally unplayable. So I thought to myself, you know, I'll pump her back up, make it actually playable and fun. And maybe if we go high-powered games, I might use that one more, if, you know, rather than what I used to play Joyra. Joyra is just solitaire. Like, I like interaction and stuff. I like stuff happening. So yeah, Eloise, Nephilia's Sloth, definitely Sleuth, definitely keeping that. For the number 2 slot, has to be Ryu. Come on, let's face it, I love Street Fighter, I love fighting games. Has to be Ryu, World Warrior. This is like my +1/+1 counters deck. It's not a true +1/+1 matters, but it has synergies with +1/+1, and it's really fun just building up Ryu, making him stronger and stronger. Like, it really feels like he's training and everything, and then getting those Hadoukens off is really fun. So Ryu is definitely like a long-term keep, if not a forever keep, because it's just Boros. It was the other Boros deck I really, really highly enjoyed was Wylith. But I think there's a different play pattern. Like Wyleth was just suit up, attack, draw cards. That was it. With Ryu, there's like a little more puzzle to it. Like, all right, I'm gonna get this piece or that piece. Will he get strong? Will I be able to train with other cards to make him stronger? Like, there's this stuff like, will I Hadouken for Infect win? Will I have to like play all the value creatures and just like go wide? That deck, it's just super fun for me. Playing that play pattern rather than something that was just like one goal in mind, one thing. So yeah, that's why Ryu's kept. And no shocker, no big surprise, but my number one deck that I would definitely keep if I were to get rid of everything, and this is the deck that if I were to get rid of everything else, this is the deck that I would keep, would be my Olivia Voldaren deck. Very simple. Death touch, control. She just like exudes elegance to me or whatever. But obviously my first commander deck talked about that. Disbanded it one time, and then just every time when I disbanded her, it was as if like I was missing something, right? Like I played her in a different deck. I was playing her in Marchesa, so I still could play Olivia. She was like my secret commander. But no, her running the show is the most fun for me. Sometimes I act like whatever, Olivia. Like I have this role playing thing, I guess, where I'm like, I'm not playing the deck. I'm just listening to what Olivia says. So if you make deals with me, I'll go through her. So it's just fun. It's just funny and fun. And yeah, as of right now, it's my most expensive deck, and I could see myself like trying to foil it out like little by little. I can see myself obviously adding more fetch lands, more stuff, and anything that's good in Rakdos will be added in there. Anything that can give better death touch and stuff and value. So yeah, for right now, those are the commander decks that I would definitely keep. My 5 decks I would keep if I were to sell off the rest of my collection. Let me know down below what are your forever decks. What are or maybe even some decks that you thought you would keep, but you realize, hey, these play too similar to each other. So you're like, I had to pick one over the other. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe, like, whatever you want to do. Peace.